What is up, guys? Peach here, back again with another Destiny video. It's Wednesday, which means it is Arms Day. So let's hop right in and look at what Banshee has for us today. Starting off with the Thiessen FR4, which is a fusion rifle, which I actually really like. It's a very good fusion rifle. Fusion rifles are actually not terrible anymore. They're actually pretty good and pretty fun to use. So let's hop right into these. So starting off with this one, we've got Hot Swap. Writing this weapon grants a brief period of bonus accuracy. We've got Snapshot. We've got Hand-Laid Stock, which maxes out our stability to a little bit out of a loss of range, but that's not that bad. Then we've got Unflinching and Eye of the Storm. I really like this roll. Hot Swap is great because we get that bonus accuracy, so your shots from your fusion rifle are going to be closer together, which means they're probably going to kill somebody if you switch to it quickly and then use it. We've got Hand-Laid Stock, which increases our stability, which also helps. And then, honestly, I wouldn't use Unflinching. I would go Eye of the Storm. This weapon becomes more accurate as your health gets lower. So, what that means is if you get shot a couple times in the Crucible and you whip this bad boy out and your health is low, you're going to be even more accurate, especially with Hot Swap and Eye of the Storm activated. So this thing's going to be a monster, that roll right there. So let's still look at these other ones real fast. On this one, we've got Replenish. We got Single Point Sling or Injection Mold, which maxes out our stability again. Then we've got Underdog, which this weapon gains a boost to range and handling when health is low. Or Eye of the Storm, this weapon becomes more accurate as your health gets lower. Again, these perks are underrated in my opinion, but they're actually really good. I have Underdog on my Party Crasher, which is amazing, because if I get shot a couple times, I basically have even more range than I have, and that's kind of ridiculous. And then finally, our third one here, we've got Replenish again. We've got Accelerated Coils, reduces the charge time in exchange for slightly decreased damage. So give or take with that, we don't have any stability perks on this, but Fusion Rifles did get a general stability buff in the April update. So even with this stability that it has, it shouldn't be too bad. Then we've got Unflinching and Danger Close. This weapon gains increased reload and handling when 2 or more enemies are in close proximity. So overall, that third roll I think is kind of the worst one. This middle one is pretty good, but this first one is very good because we've got Hot Swap, Hand-Laid Stock, and I think Eye of the Storm is better than Unflinching personally. But I mean, if you would rather have Unflinching, that's also fine. So if you want to pick one of these up, I definitely go with the first one. You can get away with the second one though. Moving on, we got the Arminius D hand cannon from Hacky. Hacky hand cannons are never my favorite. I've been using legendary hand cannons a lot more recently. Mostly my Lord High Fixer. However, let's take a look at this. So we've got Danger Close. We've got Feeding Frenzy. 2 alright perks. We've also got hand-loaded, armor-piercing rounds, and small bore. If I had to choose one of these 3 perks, I'd choose hand-loaded for that extra range. I wouldn't choose small bore just because we lose reload and magazine size, and this already has a small magazine to begin with, so I don't want to lose my magazine size. However, this one's even better. We've got Relentless Tracker, which is okay in my opinion. Then we've got Final Round. Last round in the magazine deals bonus damage, so that's always nice. We still got hand loaded for extra range. We've also got armor piercing rounds, and then Oiled Frame. Faster reload with reduced range, so I wouldn't go with that. So overall, that second one's pretty good. On the third one, we've got Army of One, quick unassisted kills with this weapon, reduced grenade and melee cooldown. We've got Feeding Frenzy again, hand-loaded yet again, high caliber rounds, and small bore. Again, I wouldn't choose small bore. So if I had to choose one of these 3, it'd probably be the one with Final Round, or last round, whatever. Final Round, it is Final Round. Just for that bonus damage, because all of these rolls are kind of average in my opinion. However, I'm not a huge fan of this hand cannon just with the low magazine size, and I've never really been a fan of the hacky weapons with the exception of the Steel Piercer. So we're gonna move over to my Warlock and see what he's got for us today. Alright guys, and we are back on my Warlock. So let's check out the rest of the guns that Banshee has for us this week. Starting off with everybody's beloved Arminius D. Now, this thing you pretty much get the Doctrine if you don't have it yet. So let's go ahead and check it out. So this first one we've got Last Resort, Spray and Play, increases reload speed of this weapon when the magazine is empty, snapshot, fitted stock, and brace frame. Now, I will give you a heads up. All of the Arminius Ds this week have brace frame, which is awesome. However, you kind of still want to wait for one with counterbalance, even though there is brace frame, and that's pretty good stability. But we'll still take a look. So we've got Relentless Tracker on this one. Focused fire. When zoomed, this weapon fires slower, but causes additional damage. We've got Snapshot, hand-loaded, and again, brace frame. This one's alright. I'm not a fan of focus fire on auto rifles, especially when the whole reason that this auto rifle is good is mainly because of its rate of fire. So, not a big fan of that. This one's my favorite roll out of the ones today. We've got Hot Swap Readying. This weapon grants a brief period of bonus accuracy. Spray and play increases the reload speed of this weapon when the magazine is empty. We've got Snapshot and Speed Reload, but then we obviously want to go with Brace Frame. So, if you're really desperate to get this weapon, I would pick up this last one here. However, you might also want to hang on to the package for that perfect roll when it comes around, which I'll be sure to cover because I still have the package on my Hunter. So, again, if you're looking for one today, this is the one I would suggest. However, I also would advise to hold on to the package. So, if you bought 2 of them, that's great. If you only have one, just make your gut decision. So, moving on to the Arminius D counterpart, the Zaranea-D. Pretty close in stats. Obviously doesn't quite have the rate of fire to impact that the Arminius D has, but let's check it out anyway. So, on this one, we've got Crowd Control, Focus Fire, Snapshot, Fitted Stock, which increases our stability by a little bit, and Brace Frame, which almost maxes out the stability. But again, Focus Fire, not the perk that I prefer on auto rifles. If that's your thing, though, you can pick it up. This is the one that I really like. We've got Crowd Control. We've got Rodeo, reduces the severity of this weapon's recoil. We've got Snapshot, hand-loaded, but again, we have Brace Frame, which almost maxes out the stability to begin with. So, with that plus Rodeo, this thing is going to be really nice. We've also got Crowd Control, so those kills will increase our damage. Let's look at the last one, though. We've got Army of One, Persistence. This weapon grows more accurate the longer it's fired. Snapshot, Speed Reload, and Brace Frame again. This is also not a bad roll. The only reason I prefer Rodeo over Persistence is because Rodeo, we get that accuracy right away, rather than Persistence. The longer it's fired, the more accurate it is. So, I mean, you could go with either one if you prefer to have Army of One. Quick unassisted kills with this weapon reduce grenade and melee cooldown over Crowd Control. Pick it up. It's really between the two. They're about the same. I just prefer Rodeo with Crowd Control, so that's the one I'm going to go with. And finally, we've got the Suros ARI-41. Starting off with this first one, we've got Hammer Forge to increase our range. We've got a Pendant Magazine, which reduces our reload speed, but increased magazine size. We've got Snapshot, Small Bore, which increases our range and stability at the reduction of reload and magazine size. And then we've got Hidden Hand. This weapon gains a better target acquisition. You may think that it's not great on auto rifles, but I actually prefer my doctrine of passing with Hidden Hand over the rest of the doctrines of passings that I've gotten. So I feel like it helps you hit your headshots a little bit more, which can be really nice. So Hidden Hand's not a useless perk on an auto rifle. And then our second one, we've got Fitted Stock. We've got Feather Mag, which increases our reload speed at a reduced magazine size. We've got Snapshot, Reinforced Barrel, which increases our range at the reduction of stability. And finally, Persistence. This weapon grows more accurate the longer it's fired. Okay roll. I don't like the loss of stability here that we gain for range, even with Persistence, though. And then finally, our third roll this week, we've got high caliber rounds. We've got a Pendant Magazine, again, reduction in reload speed to an increased magazine size. We've also got Speed Reload or Hand-Laid Stock. I really like this Hand-Laid Stock, with the exception of we don't have range then. It's got max stability but no range. So honestly, and then we've got Take a Knee, gain bonus accuracy while crouched. Honestly, this one's not good, even with that max stability. If I had to choose any of them, which all the rolls are kind of garbage this week, I would go with this one, because we do have Small Bore and we have Hidden Hand. You've also got Hammer Forge, which increases the range. This is the one I would go with. They're all kind of average, so if you want to hold on to the package until next week, you could. If you're really desperate to get it and get it out of your inventory, I would choose this one. So, moving on to our field test weapons for this week, we've got a Suros auto rifle to use in the Crucible. Remember, don't use this in Iron Banner because the level advantages are on there, so this will not help you in any way. It'll actually hurt you. We've got another Suros auto rifles to make precision kills with. We've got a Hacky hand cannon to score Crucible kills with. We've got another Hacky hand cannon to make double kills with. And finally, we've got the Amalon hand cannon to use against the Vex. So, 3 you can use outside the Crucible, 2 you can use inside, so pick your poison. Remember, the Gunsmith actually will give you 330 or up to 330 level weapons for ranking up. So, if you're trying to just gear up and get some higher level weapons, that's a good way to do it as well. It's just to slowly level up your Gunsmith. And finally, our Arms Day orders for next week, starting with the Suros ARI-41 auto rifle, which we had this week. It's a good auto rifle. I like it a lot. It can be great depending on the role. Obviously, we saw that this week we didn't really have any, so pick it up again, see what we can get. Then we've got its counterpart. We've got the Suros ARI-45. This one's a little bit of a slower rate of fire to more impact compared to the 41. Again, can be great. I really enjoy auto rifles. That's why I always say they can be good. But it really can be good with the right roll, so I would definitely pick that up. Then we've got the Arminius D pulse rifle. This is a Hacky pulse rifle, so it's got that 4 burst shot. Our rate of fire is pretty good compared to the impact. It's an alright pulse rifle. I've never been a fan of the Hacky pulse rifles, but if that's what you like, go ahead and pick it up. Then we've got the Suros PDX-45. 100% definitely pick this thing up. This thing is a monster. It can be a huge beast. This is the one that's the essential equivalent of the Hawksaw. Literally the same stats. So definitely pick this up. Wait for an amazing roll because this weapon is kind of coming back right now. The vendor Hawksaw is great, but we might be able to pick up a better PDX roll. And it's the same weapon essentially. And then finally we've got the Suros JLB-42, which is a great rocket from the Suros. Obviously, wait for grenades and horseshoes, or you can wait for tracking or something like that on this weapon, and then you'll have a great rocket launcher. Again, if you don't pick up the Iron Banner rocket launcher that Lord Saladin's selling, that's on you, because that's a great rocket launcher roll as well. But also pick up this thing, because this thing can be great. So, with that, we've reached the end of yet another Arms Day video. What did you pick up from Banshee this week? Did you like what he sold? Or are you holding on to your packages until next time? So anyway, guys, I've been Peach, and I'll talk to you next time. Peach out.